Hello, I'm Uma Arora from justtutors.com, and in today's video we are going to learn about water. So the main subtopics which we are going to cover in this video are introduction and importance of water, how much water is available, forms of water, and groundwater as an important source. Now let's move forward towards the next slide and let's try a few pre-assessment questions. So you can pause the video here, and once you are done with all the questions, you can resume the video to check your answer. Pat your back if all of your answers are correct, and now let's move forward and let's have a quick discussion about the importance of water. So water is one of the most important substances of the world, and it is also important as it is necessary to carry out most of the biological and chemical processes being carried out on the earth. Water is made up of one atom of oxygen and two atoms of hydrogen. Now let's talk about uses of water. So water is used in surface mining, manufacturing industries, agriculture, transport, thermal plant, etc. Now let's have a quick check upon how much water is available. So nearly 71% of the earth is covered by water in the form of oceans, seas, lakes, rivers, and moisture in the air. Of all the water available on earth, 97% of water is salty, and it's not good for human consumption. So water that is fit for human consumption is known as fresh water. And out of the remaining 3% of fresh water, only 1% is available for consumption. And therefore it becomes really important to use fresh water efficiently and not to waste it. Let's move forward towards the next slide and let's talk about forms of water. Well, there are three forms of water: solid, liquid, and gas. So conversion of water into water vapor is known as evaporation, and the process of snow and ice changing into water vapor in the air without melting into water is known as sublimation, and the opposite of sublimation is known as deposition. So this was all about different forms of water. Now let's move forward towards the next slide and let's talk about the terms which are used in the given diagram. So let's talk about the first one, which is evaporation. So as we have learned on the previous slide that it is process of turning liquid into air. The next one is condensation, which means the conversion of vapor or gas to a liquid. The next one is transpiration, which means the process of water movement throughout a plant and its evaporation from aerial parts such as leaves, stems, and flowers. And the next one is precipitation, which means the creation of a solid from a solution. So this was all about different terms used here in the diagram. Now let's move forward. Well, groundwater is the source of about 33% of the water that country and city water departments supply to households and businesses. It provides drinking water for more than 90% of the rural population who do not get their water delivered to them from a city water department. So we can consider groundwater as a very important source. Now let's move forward and let's have a quick discussion about water table. As we know, water level varies from place to place, and the upper limit of this water level is called water table. Or basically you can say that it is the upper level of any underground surface in which the soil or rocks are permanently saturated with water. And if we talk about underground water, that's the amount of water stored within the layers of the earth. So how does underground water get recharged? So underground water gets recharged by the process called infiltration. The water from rain and from other sources like river and ponds seep through the soil that fills the empty spaces and cracks deep below the ground, and this process is known as infiltration. Let's move forward towards the next slide, and here are a few questions for you to practice. You can pause the video and you can try the given questions. Once you're done with all the questions, you can resume the video to check your answers. Congratulations if all of your answers are correct, and thank you for watching this video. For more, please visit justtutors.com.